always have to be in a narrative text. Please have an examples of narrative text in our group, and then also some question. So who wants to read it? Okay,
Yes,
Miss Min,
Miss. Yes, ma'am. The Legend of Mount Batur. A long time ago, there lived on the island of Bali a giant-like character named Kibio Low. The people of Bali used to say that Kibio Low was everything. This destroyer as well as a creator. He was scientific with the milk, but this meant for the Balinese people now for food for 1,000 men. Difficulties arose when for the first time the barn were almost empty and the new harvest was still a long way off. This made Kibio will with great anger. In his hunger, he destroyed all of the houses and even the temples. It made the Balinese turn to rage.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jasmine and Mama. For the first question, who wants to answer? Okay, please.
Number 1. The story The Legend of Mount Batur is a type of narrative text. The answer is C. Legend.
Why?
And the reason the legend of Mount Batur is included in the legend story because it tells the origin of a place, namely Mount Batur, which is not necessarily the origin of its formation.
Okay, perfect. Pause for 50. Okay, the second question, who wants to answer? Okay.
In the story, the first paragraph includes the structure of the section. A. Orientation. B. Complication. C. Resolution. D. The orientation. The answer is E.
Okay. What?
Because in the first paragraph,
Mhm.
there is an explanation of the place where the story takes place, and given the sentence. Example: a long time ago, there lived on the island of Bali a giant like the creator named Kibolo. In addition, there are also sentences that explain the character such as Kibo was a reading destroyer as well as creator. Therefore, the first paragraph is the orientation section.
Okay, pause. And the last question. Okay, Tiara, please.
Number 3. Which paragraph is included in the completion? A. Paragraph 1, B. Paragraph 2, C. Paragraph 3, D. Paragraph 4. The answer is B.
Okay, why is that?
Because the completion section is marked by the emergence of problems or problems in the story. In the second paragraph, it is explained that for the first time the barn were almost empty and the new harvest was still a long way off. The food supply in the barn is empty and the harvest season is